All right, so today we're going to talk about how to achieve loud mixes. All right, so um, there are times you're done with mixing, and before you send it for mastering, you have to send it to your client. Yeah, so most times you need it to be as loud as possible so that your clients can really get the vibe of the mix, right? Because there are tendencies that your client is going to compare it with other mixes that they've heard, right? So if in situations like that, it's advisable to just give them the loudest form that you can push before mastering. Don't forget, you need to deactivate this before you send it out for mastering. So the first thing you're going to do is to insert a compressor. So I'm going to use your basic compressor, the native compressor, that, let's say, the stock compressor that comes with Studio One. Then we'll also try with other high end plugins, maybe from Wave or UAD. So let's try that of Studio One compressor. Yep. So let's hear what it sounds like without this compressor. So as you can see, it's actually very low, right? And the mix is done, but it's low. This is outside your regular master bus processing. Okay, so this is outside your regular master bus processing. This is just a loudness trick you can use to achieve that, make it sound like it's mastered already. So if we activate the compressor now, let's see what it sounds like. Okay, so let's go through the settings now. So your attack, you could start from 10 millisecond. Your release could be about 80, so it's not too slow and also not too fast. Then your threshold, right? So you have to set your threshold to get that. Most times you can leave it like this, or if you want to have that mastering feel on it, you could just make it to have a 2 dB gain reduction. So on the threshold, you set it till you have this 2 dB gain reduction on it, just a little, nothing too fancy. Alright, so if you check around the threshold signal here, you see a little a yellow line indicating that, okay, compression have actually kicked in. So just a little, probably about 2 dB, 1 to 2 dB of gain reduction is fine. Right, so that's not all. So before I go further, I want you to notice something. There's this, if you look at our master bus, you notice that the mix is averaging -3 at highest peak, right? So as a mix engineer, that's where your mix should be before you send it for mastering. So you should mix around that region, -6, -3. So if you look at it well, at highest peak, it's hitting -3. So when the snare comes in, -3, right? So the goal now is we want to push it up to 0. Right, that's what we want to do. We want to push it up to 0. And the way we can do that is, rather than using your limiter, I'll tell you when to use a limiter and how to use it. So rather than using the limiter, you use your makeup gain on your compressor. So let's try to push it up to 0 as much as we can before distortion. Alright, so if you look at the master fader here, you will notice that we're already hitting 0 and it's clipping above 0. So this is where your limiter comes in. So you use your limiter to prevent it from clipping above 0. Right, so if you look at it here, you see this red indicator, meaning it's clipping. So if you look at it, the clip slash peak level. So to prevent it from clipping, that's where we bring in our limiter. Right, so we'll still use a stock plugin from Studio One. Alright, so your setting is your threshold to 0 because we're not trying to increase anything. All what we are trying to do is preventing it from clipping, which it's your ceiling level. So you set your ceiling level to 0.1. Then your release level should be fast, so 1 millisecond, so that it won't hold you for too long. But depending on the genre also, but for this, it works better. This setting works better for almost all the genre, right? And you're looking at the peak slash RMS. So let's see what we can. Let's see if it worked. Okay. Yep. So just take a look at the master bus, right, and see. You will notice that there's no clipping above 0, so everything stops at 0. That's what this limiter did. So it's more like a ceiling. So this ceiling level prevents it from going above 0, so that it doesn't clip or distort. So with this, now let's see if we can push further without actually affecting the original mix itself. Okay, so with this with your limiter, with this now you can push your makeup gain to a desirable level, right, without affecting the original mix itself. So be careful when you're doing that. So pay attention to if it's a song that has more of the snare, pay attention to the snare and be sure that it doesn't sound squashed, right, and over compressed. Okay, all right, so let's see, let's do a before and after. All right, so this is your before and this is your after. So like I said, you can push it to your desirable level, right? Okay, so so it's same setting with other compressors. Now the difference is different compressors come with different colors and different vibes to the mix. So some compressors make your mix sound bigger, some make it sound more punchier, because depending on the kind of compressor you're using, either tube or transistor compressors. So you just try different compressors to see what works for you. So but I don't want this video to be lengthy, so for this particular one I'll use the SSL bus comp. Okay, so almost the same settings. Your attack at 10, remember. Then the release, we set it as fast as we can. So most times I just leave the release there. Then ratio 4:1. So like I said, you're not doing too much on the compressor, right? You're not compressing too much, you're just controlling the peaks. So -1, -2 dB of gain reduction is perfect. Any other compression you need to do it, you can do it while mixing. Try to control the peaks so that you're not doing too much with your bus compressor. And mind you, this is not to achieve glueness, right? To achieve glueness is a different thing entirely. This is just for loudness. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is bring in our limiter. So I'll call up the L1 from waves, L1 limiter from waves, and also set our ceiling level to 0.1, and our release should be 0.01. Alright, so we try to push it up as much as we can. Yep. So that's how you achieve loudness. Okay, so you could also try this with different compressors and hear what it sounds like. Do your A/B and pick what works for you. It's quite simple. So the summary of it is: insert a compressor on the bus mix, right? So on your mix bus, you insert a compressor. Then be sure that your gain reduction is by 2 dB or 1, right? So a dB or 2 is preferable. Then you increase the level with the makeup gain. So this is your makeup gain, so you try to increase your level with the makeup gain. All right, then you set a limiter. This is your limiter, and then set the ceiling to 0.1 dB. Alright, so once you do this, it helps control. Remember, the ceiling helps control the peaks above 0, while your makeup gain helps push. It helps you to push the mix from -6, -3 to 0 dB. Alright, okay. So drop your question. Also, if there are other aspect of mixing you want me to touch, just let me know in the comment section. All right, thanks.